We're going to talk about Indonesian traditional bun or Sanggul community, held at Sanggul Nusantara Festival on March the 11th. Now, the event, which was held in Sarina, Jakarta, aimed to promote and preserve local traditional buns across the country, or we call it Sanggul.
Yes, it's Sanggul, Indonesian bun, not the food, but the one that we put in the hair.
Right.
Now, the festival showcased a wide range of buns, including from Java, Bali, and Nusa Tenggara. It also featured a variety of practices on how to put a bun. And on top of that, it also commemorated the launch of a book titled Pecinta Sanggul Nusantara.
Definitely, and to know more about the event and also the community, joining us today in the studio is Indonesian Traditional Bun Community founder and millennial bun preservationist, Ibu Ninoek Sunaryo, and Chaulan Fatrysa. Welcome very much to our studio. Ibu Ninoek and Chaulan. Love what you're wearing, by the way.
Oh my God,
it is so very different. I know. We're gonna talk more about that, but of course, Ibu Ninoek, thank you very much for coming into the studio, sharing with us in depth about the community. Please do elaborate more on the Pecinta Sanggul Nusantara community.
Yes, Pecinta Sanggul Nusantara is a women community caring for preserving Indonesian traditional buns, kebaya, and regional clothes. We officially incorporated a degree of Minister of Law and Human Rights, Republic of Indonesia on November 2022.
Right, because usually, we see a lot of communities and the initiative of always preserving Indonesian traditional clothes. But we have to understand also it takes the whole package, right?
Yes.
Not only the clothes, but the outlook from top to bottom.
Yes, and this is something that is actually very close to our hearts as well, because we were part of the Abang None Jakarta, and one of the requirement for us to go through all the process is to be able to create the bun for ourselves. So we understand how
Sanggul
important
Betawi.
Sanggul Betawi.
Yes.
This is Sanggul Betawi.
Yes, exactly. So
it's a pole.
Cepol in Indonesia, that's
and
right.
Encim Kebaya
Encim
too.
Kebaya.
It's so beautiful. It looks so good on you. And second of all, so congratulations for the 2023 Sanggul Nusantara Festival that was held last week. And it was actually the first time as well in Indonesia. Can you tell us more about the purpose of the event and how the public reacted so far?
Yeah, we are very happy and grateful that Festival Sanggul Nusantara is carried out as well. With Festival Sanggul Nusantara, we will reintroduce various traditional Indonesia bands.
Yeah, and then it seems it not only it targets for, it's ageless, right? You can come from any generation and you have to enjoy and love to preserve the Indonesian traditional bun. And which we're right now going to talk to a representative from the millennial generation, Chaulan, who's here looking very fabulous. Can you share with us what you're wearing right now first?
So what I have with me is a traditional buns called Legend Alan from Sika Flores.
Yeah,
So it's actually, I will tell you about what is it about. So legend means a round of snakes that it looks like wrap. So the snake, if you look at the buns, it looks like a snake that rolls up its body.
Right,
Yes.
right.
And the Alan, it means body or hair. So actually, Legend Alans mean a traditional bun hairstyle that it looks like a snake that wrap itself by the body.
All right.
So you can see it looks like a little bit like snakes wrap it up.
Yes.
And it's a symbol actually, a symbol of the maturity of a girl who ready to propose and to get married.
Oh my goodness. There's always a philosophy and story behind it.
And the philosophy is about, normally you can see a bun is always behind the head.
Right?
But this is the position is top of the head.
Yes.
You know what? It's about if you have problems, you should figure it out how to solve it out as soon as possible.
Right, hands on.
Yeah, hands on. Just quick do your solutions. You don't need to keep it or hold it back. I mean, just clearly you have to see it clear. It doesn't hide it behind our head.
Yeah, and you look very beautiful in it too.
Thank you.
Which part of Indonesia is this from? This
Nusa
culture?
Tenggara Timur.
Nusa Tenggara, okay. So at the East Tenggara Timur of Indonesia itself. And it's very beautiful because usually when we're talking about Indonesian traditional bun, we always shift our focus to Java,
Yeah.
right? Whether it be Central Java or right here in West Java and whatnot. But what you're wearing is very beautiful, and I think this is something that we really need to.
Yes.
Even I'm as an Indonesian, when I look at it seems it's very Southeast Asian region,
Yeah.
right? You're very
Yeah.
Vietnamese.
Because mostly people acknowledge themselves Java buns. So we try to reintroduce again what kind of and how many buns that we have, because
Right.
from the 33 provinces, actually we have a lot of buns that we need to introduce again.
Yes.
That is why mostly people acknowledge themselves only for Java, Bali,
Bali.
especially,
Right, yes.
But the other buns that we need to acknowledge more, introduce more to it, and people need to know, acknowledge themselves, and trigger them to acknowledge what kind of other buns that we have in our country.
Of course. And what are you wearing? Or what
This is actually a traditional carry that a woman, adult woman, bring the babies to the farm.
Oh, well, this is a very authentic carrier, by the way. Indonesian already made it way before that we do have carriers right now. It is beautiful.
Wow. So, but I'm interested behind like in the story behind. You
Yes.
mentioned the carrier of a baby when an adult woman go to a farm. So
Yes.
basically, when they work, they
Yeah.
actually carry baby around.
Yes, because Indonesian famous because we are working women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
They cannot leave the babies at home.
Yes.
They need to carry the babies always. And when during they're working on the farm, they always bring the babies with them.
I love the all attribute and
Yes.
also the bun itself. You know, you were just mentioning this because you are coming from the millennial generation or more of the youth, generation. We've seen a lot of people nowadays. They like to wrap their head in a bun, right? I mean, that's where we get it from the Western countries. You just wrap it up and like that. But actually, if you take a little bit more time on it, you can really use the Indonesian traditional bun that you are wearing. Just take a couple more minutes and you can get it ready on. So how do you feel right now with the youth and the younger generation to be more accustomed with the traditional Indonesian traditional bun?
Well, actually, honestly, with me, it starts with the family values.
Okay.
Backwards then, when I was in childhood, I still remember how my grandmother set up themselves with the kabaya, and don't forget about the buns and everything, and it carry on myself with that histories and that memories come back to me. And it's really as young people, we have to have more effort to preserving our cultures, especially actually we need to concern and to care about what we have. And we can learn from YouTube, we can learn about any kind of media that we can see.
Or the book?
Yes, actually we made a book.
Yes.
That is why the reason we focus on the philosophy, not only for the technicals, how we build it, but behind the story of the buns.
So you understand the value.
Yeah.
We must understand the value.
And I think for Indonesian women, once in a lifetime, there has to be an encounter with a bun because they are getting married in traditional attire. They have to wear it, and it's so nice if we are able to understand the philosophy behind it, so we can put more meaning into it when we are, put in a bun, right? So I'm interested to also ask you both these questions. So Indonesia has a lot of varieties. You mentioned there are about 34 different kinds of buns. So which one do you think is the most, if I can say, attractive and unique, and why?
Masing-masing ada itunya ya.
So from the festival, we found out a lot of kind of buns. So we come with the different buns.
Yeah.
So we have the most attractive for me is from we have it from Riau.
Ya.
What is called, Ibu?
Siput ekor kera from Riau.
Siput ekor kera.
Okay.
This book,
We can see.
yeah, we launched. Yeah, in this year we launched buku pencinta Sanggul Nusantara, inspiration Sanggul from Riau.
Okay.
It's called Siput Ekor Kera. Then Cepol from Betawi, Jakarta. And then Solo from Solo, Bangun Tulak and Ukal Teku. Then from Yogyakarta is from Yogyakarta Teku, Sanggul Teku.
Sanggul Teku.
Then from Bali, Pusung Gonjer and Pusung Tagel. And from Sika Flores, Legend Alan.
Okay, let's talk about the book itself. Ibu Nino, what's inside other than, of course, the philosophy? Is there any process that maybe for the reader can make their own sanggol or buns?
Yeah, this is tutorial ya.
Yeah, the
Tutorial, right.
Tutorial.
Yeah.
Step by step how to make
how
it.
to make
Right.
a buns. And then
Maybe you can show just a little bit, Ibu Nino, like how the inside is.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Something like this.
tutorial.
Right.
Really step by step.
Step by step.
Yeah, really
yes,
step by step. And the writer it's from the people who specialize in this. Yeah, I mean like these buns. The writer is come from Ibu from Flores.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the area itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
People who really concerned about these cultures
Right.
and we reserve about this.
Right, because again, every bun has a story and philosophy, so you cannot make it wrong, right? You have to make it as right as you can be.
Yeah.
And sometimes people think, without this tutorial, Ibu Nino and also Chaulan, people would think like, it is so hard, I just want someone to do it for me.
Yeah.
But I think when you can do the process, then you can feel it. You know, you understand the value of it.
Yeah.
And if the people from the designated area can do it, why can't we? So this is the book that we need to have in every household, by the way, to really preserve the traditional bun.
Yeah, will there be any second season of the books?
Yeah, every
There will be a
continuously.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
books. So we have here 6 kind of
Yeah.
buns. So next year we
Eight,
will
eight.
eight
Yeah.
kind of buns.
Okay.
So next year we will have another festival of buns
Okay.
and another episode of the books.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So we need to stay tuned for that.
Definitely. So definitely, to know more of this community, I mean, the heart and the initiative of this, Ibu Nino, really, what is your end game? What is your vision and mission for this community itself?
Yeah, we want to reintroduce to traditional Indonesian bands from
The whole
The whole,
area
yeah,
of province Indonesia.
Okay. And you want all of us to love
yeah.
and wear the Indonesian traditional bun.
Especially for Indonesian women.
Yes, definitely.
Who else
Of course.
preserve?
We're the ambassador of Indonesia,
Yes.
correct? Definitely.
And the
Anyways.
user of it.
Yes, so it's very beautiful. Right now, we're going to also invite one of the founders of the Indonesian traditional bun community, and she's going to show us.
Yes, how to make a bun. So
Yes.
here with us is Ibu Titiek Wedowati, another founder of Indonesian traditional bun community.
Ibu Titiek,
Hi, Ibu Titiek. Good
welcome to our
morning.
studio. Oh, I love Indonesian women wearing Indonesian traditional attire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are the attire that you are using right now? If I can guess, it's Javanese, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Japanese from Solo.
Yeah.
Jadi Ibu Titiek untuk hari ini mau pakai sanggulnya sanggul dari daerah mana?
Daerah Solo.
Dari mana Bu?
Solo.
Dari Solo.
Jawa
Okay.
Okay.
So Ibu Titiek right now is going to show us the process how to use a traditional bun from Solo, and that is in Central Java. Because usually it's I'm gonna come here just a little bit, excuse me. All right, so then it'll be nice. All right, so Ibu, what do we need to prepare first, Ibu Nino and also Ibu Titiek?
We have specially its clips. So we have 2 kind of clips that we need, like small clips and the big one.
All right. You can
So
get
this
that
is
very
actually
easily, by the way.
important tools that we need to have before we start to use the buns.
Okay.
So this is, we call it tikusan.
Tikusan.
Okay.
This is help us to build sunggar, because in Java buns we need to build sunggar, but actually it's not. If you want to make sunggar, normally it's you can use it in occasionally,
Okay.
like ceremonials,
Right.
weddings.
Right.
But if you want to do it like daily or just meeting ups with people, you just carry on without sunggar. And these tikusan actually are tools that help to do sunggar, that you don't have to do sasak.
Right. So, but right now Ibu Titiek is teeking her hair, so it's still necessary.
Yeah, because
Okay.
some kind of conditions, people hair,
Okay.
thick or thin. hair
okay.
conditions.
So,
Yeah.
in regards to your hair
Yes.
type.
So this is what we do.
Oh my gosh,
Tikus-
Ibu Titiek, your hand is like so flawless. Up here, you're done.
You can buy tikusan in store or online shops. or any kind of places,
yeah.
traditional tools. And then we have a spray, and this is
Bunch of
buns from
Ukal konde.
Konde,
from Solo.
Right. So I mean, if people are not aware, especially for those, our viewers not from Indonesia, people were thinking, how can they manage to make that, from your own hair? But we do have a prepared sanggul or a
Yes.
bun. But then this process is the main focus of it because it needs to be placed. Excuse me, Ibu Titi, right on behind of her, Ibu Titi's head, or the one that's wearing the sanggul or the bun itself.
You know the difference between what I'm wearing and this one is, if you can remember what I said, like if Legend Chaulan, you need to solve it out the problem as soon as
Right.
possible.
Yes.
This one is different.
Okay, what is this?
Japanese women need to hide their problems
Oh, there you
so
go.
that in their marriage they need to keep the story behind
Yes.
the marriage.
Oh, wow.
Keep from the outsiders, so keep it
Yes.
from us.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Only for the families.
Right.
So the problems and everything that issue that should have not known by the outsiders, just
Right.
keep it for ourselves.
Right, there you go.
It's very interesting to hear more and more about the philosophies. Can you share more about where we can find all this? Because I'm such a very curious person. Well, one way is
Yep.
from the book.
Yep.
You have all this kind of stories and philosophies inside of the
We
book.
have continually making events like meetings, meetups that we educate people more about how to put buns, and we have discussions about the philosophy and the batik and the
Right.
kebaya itself. So we continually sharing about our knowledge about the buns. Different meetings, different region, different
Okay.
theme,
Right.
different discussions. Today we talk about Balinese buns. Or next week we talk about discussions about Japanese, something like that. So people who really interesting and triggering knowledge about the buns, they're waiting about what PSN next continual discuss about.
Right,
Right.
definitely.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing Ibu Titi is very fast. This is live, by the way, everyone. Right? This
You
is
need
on
to
a live TV.
Spend time for
Ibu Titi is doing this
study it more.
bun. So Ibu Titi, again, you're as one of the founders, sebagai salah satu dari pendiri komunitasnya sendiri. Apa ini Ibu yang menjadi bukan trigger ya, yang menjadi keinginan Ibu dengan adanya komunitas ini? Apa yang sebenarnya yang menjadi inisiatifnya Ibu?
Ingin melestarikan semua sanggul di seluruh Nusantara.
Oh, Ibu dari umur berapa sudah pakai sanggul? Dari muda sudah terbiasa ya Ibu
Sudah
ya?
sejak menikah, suami senang kalau lagi pergi ke kondangan pakai sanggul, tapi sanggul modern, bukan sanggul yang pakem.
Oh, dan biasanya Ibu pakai sendiri?
Iya, belajar sendiri.
Belajar
Mbak.
sendiri. So there you go. We're actually asking Ibu Titi as one of the co-founder of the traditional bun community, what's the initiative? Because again, as Ibu Nino and as Chaulan said, they really want to, preserve the traditional Indonesian traditional bun. And one particular story is Ibu Titi's husband loved to see Ibu Titi going to events, ceremonies, or wedding events wearing buns or traditional buns. So
But the modern one.
Modern,
which is-
yes.
There's some adjustment to
That's
the
right.
buns itself. Dan Ibu Titi, kalau aku boleh nanya, apakah harapan Ibu Titi untuk komunitas ini, Bu, ke depannya?
yeah, I mean, you need a little bit of focus, by the way.
Yes,
We understand.
Because
We understand.
it's not as...
Terbalik, Mbak.
Yeah, it's okay. So, I know before we're gonna ask Ibu Titi after she finishes her sanggul.
Yes.
But maybe Chaulan, you can share with us the level of difficulties.
Oh.
There's basic, intermediate, and advanced, I suppose, of making these sangguls or buns. In which area do you think is the most easiest to the most difficult one?
The basic one when I start to learn how to put buns is how to make sure you put everything on the top of the hair. It looks tidy.
Right,
I mean, synchronize the buns when you
Yes.
put it, so it's not
Tilted, right,
and
straight.
make sure it's put on your head right on the positions.
And also tight because you don't want it to fall down.
Yes,
when you're
because
in
we
bed,
need to
right?
move
Correct.
and do the activities and make
Yes.
sure the bun is still there on you.
Right. So in which area do you think is the most easiest to the most
Java.
difficult? So Java, would you would say the most easiest?
Yeah, it's more easiest because
Sabi ko.
just do your clips around
Right.
and actually you need
Ngalibok.
time. Take time to
Right.
effort.
Yes.
Effort and time to learn.
Yes.
Keep continually learn
Yes.
how to.
Because it's a process, right?
Yes.
Practice makes perfect, everyone. So it seems with this one, you just need, all the sanggul, and then you need to tick your hair. You need your brush, or the special brush, and also the hairspray.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have guessed that the raw materials is only that, right? Looking
Right.
at the final product, it looks so complicated.
But
and
again,
immaculate.
non-Russia, we've been in this position
Yeah.
before, by the way. It is not that easy
Yes,
because
of
we need
course.
to tweak everything. Everything has to be right in place. And then the buns, sometimes we're like, is this, strong enough? Would it, hold strong when we're walking or when
Yes.
we're moving?
Especially we need to dance as well, right? At the time, so it really needs to be put in place. So, by the way, what is the hardest one to make?
The hardest one, well,
In your opinion?
In your opinion, yes.
you need to start. That's the hard
No,
one.
the hardest bun.
Oh, the hardest one, it's baliness. You think
Oh.
baliness?
Yeah.
Because the shapes
Yes.
Yes.
is different from Japanese.
Yes.
And
And there's an extra hair that's just falling out.
oh, this the thing
that different?
Pusung gonjer.
Pusung gonjer,
gonjer,
it's from used by the girls that haven't married.
Oh, so there's different types,
Yes.
Yeah, different
The one who the long one with the flower,
right?
the unmarried girl.
Okay, so those are the single girls. Hey, my
Yes.
single ladies, okay.
Single.
What about the one that's married?
Pusung tagal.
Girl.
Oh, okay.
When the one who put it on the head, and
Right.
then without the long one,
Yes. And
That's-
that'll be okay.
that the symbol of marriage.
Okay. So there you go. I mean, even by the buns, you
Yes.
can really show yourself that either you're, single,
Yeah.
you're not married, and
Ah,
you're
yeah.
married, right?
Yes. So in addition to having their own stories, philosophies, culture, it's also a way to express yourself,
Yes.
sort of, and your identity as
Right.
well.
Okay, fine.
Finish?
Yeah. So if you put your, there's going to be a second book, a second edition of the book, and there's going to be festivals and whatnot. Are you going to focus in each region of Indonesia, or how is it going to be?
Focus in Indonesia.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And in whichever area. I think you were trying to get all 34 provinces or 34 traditional buns?
Yeah.
All right. So can't wait for that. In your festival, do you show these kind of tutorials also?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
We
Okay.
make tutorial to kind of buns from Bali.
Oh, all right.
Bali
Can't wait.
and siput ekor kera.
Yeah, and from Riau as well.
From Riau. So, Ibu Titiek, it is done. Maybe you can look at the camera. Look, you look very beautiful.
Wow.
Less than 15 minutes. I cannot imagine you did that, but of course, we need to practice so we can be just like you. And Ibu Titiek,
So immaculate.
yeah, you were going to ask a question to Ibu Titiek.
Ya Ibu Titi, aku penasaran sekali Bu, apa sih harapan Ibu untuk komunitas ini dari mata Ibu?
Ya, semoga anak-anak muda, generasi muda bisa mengenal dan mencintai sanggul seluruh Nusantara ini.
Yeah.
Ya, jadi ada penerusnya.
Yeah,
Tidak hanya berhenti
regeneration.
kepada kita-kita yang
Yeah.
tua gitu.
So Bu Titi was saying that she really hopes to spread the knowledge about the traditional buns so that everybody, especially the young generation, can understand, know, and love the traditional Indonesian buns. So there's a regeneration and it continues forever in Indonesia.
Jangan takut untuk berlatih.
And don't be afraid to practice and try.
Because practice makes perfect, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's not that, we're not saying it is easy, but if you try it over and over again and you're used to it, your hand would automatically know what to do,
Yes.
just like Ibu Titi right here. And you already have a representative from the younger generation. What would you like to say to the youth of Indonesia and also for those that loves Indonesian culture?
Dear young peoples, please love more about Indonesian cultures and involve yourself to love and effort to learn how to involving yourself into the communities and join yourself into the activities that preserve the culture from Indonesia.
All right. Yes, including us.
Yes,
We should have
including
wear
us.
something of Indonesia, and we will do
Yes.
next time.
Yes, of course.